Hi guys! So today we're building a console app in Python. No fancy user interface, just the terminal. And by the end, you'll have a working calculator that tells an architect exactly how much they earned in a week. So the app asks how many projects you worked on, then for each one you pick a type, residential, commercial, or interior design, and enter how many hours. Each type has a different hourly rate, so at the end it spits out a full summary. Earnings per project, total hours, and your average rate for the week. So on the code side, we'll use 4 basic Python building blocks. A dictionary to store the project types and rates. Functions to keep each step clean and separate. A loop to go through each project. And input validation so the app doesn't break on a bad entry. Let's go! It's simple, it's practical, and it's a great way to see how these concepts work together in a real script. Let's get into it. We're gonna start by giving out some comments to our code to know exactly what the code blocks are gonna do. And we're gonna start with the dictionary. Let's see, we're gonna work on the project types. So project types with their hourly rates. So our dictionary is pretty much gonna have keys and values. So the keys are gonna be the number, the user types. That could be 1, 2, or 3, pretty much. And we're gonna have the values. That would be the project name, and how much the architect earns per hour. Okay, now we're gonna declare our dictionary, which is gonna be project types equals and we're gonna do the key number 1. That's gonna include the values name. It's actually in double quotes. Name, and it'll be, let's say, residential, and that's gonna have a rate of $75 an hour for this kind of project, let's say. Then we have the key number 2. Okay, so now in our step number 1, we're gonna define our first function. So it'll be show welcome. So what is a function? It's something that Python or the computer is gonna execute. It could be to show a message, to do something, to do a calculation, sum, subtraction, basically do something for us. And within that function we can call it in any part of the code, so that we don't have to actually be typing again and again the same code to do something that we will be using many times. So actually declaring functions is something really helpful to simplify our code, to make it more maintainable and easier to understand actually. So we're gonna do the show welcome function. Alright, very good. So here we have now our first function already declared. That's gonna be our show welcome screen message. Now we're gonna do this step number 2. So what we will do is to ask how many projects. Ask how many projects. So we're gonna define a function called ask number of projects. Ask number of projects. So we're gonna keep asking until the user gives a valid whole number. So for this we're gonna use a while loop. So, well, true. We want the code to do, we're gonna declare a variable called answer, and it's gonna receive an input from the user asking like how many projects did you work on this week? I think that question looks good. And we want to make sure it's a number and greater than 0, okay? So it's gotta be a number and greater than 0. So if answer dot is digit, so this is a function that is gonna validate that the answer is actually a digit, and it's an integer number greater than 0. So we're gonna return integer and then answer. Okay, answer then. So if answer is digit and answer is greater than 0, return the answer, so the number that the user has entered. Else, we're gonna print something like please enter a whole number greater than 0. Okay, that looks good. So let's move on to our step number 3. We're gonna declare another function. We're gonna define it. It's actually the word. So ask project details, let's say. And this is gonna receive 2 arguments. It's gonna receive the project number and the total projects that the user is gonna input. So project number and total projects. And this function, what it's gonna do is that it's gonna give us a message. We're gonna do a format as this. We're gonna do a new line and we're gonna say project number of total projects. And we're gonna print another line that is gonna be empty, like a blank. And we're gonna ask for project type, so it must be 1, 2, or 3, as we had declared previously. So we're gonna do project type, ask project type. So here we're calling our function, and we're gonna ask for hours worked. So it can be decimal. It can be decimal. It can be decimal like 2.5, for example. That's totally fine. And we're gonna declare a variable called hours. We're gonna ask hours worked. Now we're gonna look up the rate and calculate earnings. Rate and calculate earnings. So we're gonna do rate equals, actually let's do like this. So we're gonna call our dictionary project types, and we're gonna pass the project type and the rate. And then earned is gonna be hours multiplied by rate. Now we're gonna return all info about this project as a dictionary. So return info about the project as a dictionary. Yeah, that looks good. We're gonna ask for the project type. So ask for project type. So this one is gonna perform a loop, a while loop. So while true, we're gonna do answer equals, and it's gonna take an input. We're gonna say project type could be 1, 2, or 3. So if answer in 1, 2, or 3, then return integer answer. Else, we're gonna print, please enter 1, 2, or 3. So we're basically on this definition, on this function ask for project type, we're asking the user to give us an integer number between 1, 2, or 3. So that's why we're using a while loop. It says while true. So if this loop is true, then we're gonna get the answer. The answer depends on the integer 1, 2, or 3. If it is not any of those numbers, if it is maybe a character, a letter, you know, or number 4, 6, 10, then we're gonna return the message to the user, please enter 1, 2, or 3. So while the loop is true, so if the user does enter 1, 2, or 3, then we will get the project type, or the answer in this case, which is what is gonna return this definition or function. So let's go to the second one. Well, to the next one. It's gonna be to ask hours worked. So we're gonna do another while loop, while true. Answer is gonna be input hours worked. That's gonna be our message. And we're gonna do a try statement here, a try block. This is gonna help us catch any errors. So try hours, this is gonna be a float number. It's kind of like a decimal number. Answer if hours greater than 0, then return hours. Else, we're gonna print hours must be greater than 0. And we're gonna do an except value error, print, please enter a number. No, let's do space. For example, please enter a number. Example could be 3 or I don't know, 1.5. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the step number 4. Here's where we're gonna actually show the actual summary that the user is gonna see through the console, and then we're gonna declare our main functions to call the program to execute it. So let's do the step number 4. That would be to show the final summary, actually, yeah. So for this, we're gonna declare a definition for a function, show summary, and we're gonna pass an argument as projects. We're gonna print. Okay, so I already have over here the show summary function. It's what prints the final report at the end. Okay, so here we can see the show summary function. So basically the first line, it defines a function called show summary. It receives one thing, which is gonna be the list of projects that was built up during the loop in run, in the run function. Then as you can see, all those print lines, what they do is that they just print decorative lines to make the header look clean. The equals by 45 means print the equal sign 45 times in a row. Then we have, you know, the printf project 2 dots less than 20, and then those hours 2 dots greater than 6, and then earn in those kind of like keys. So, and then we have the print dash by 45. So that prints the column titles. The 2 dots less than 20 means left align in 20 characters. 2 dots greater than 6 means right align in 6 characters. So it just, so the columns line up neatly. That's pretty much it. It's a formatting thing. That's what is been implemented with the F character next to, you know, to the right of print. That's what it does. The total hours and total earn equals 0. So those two counters starting at 0, these will grow as we loop through each project. Then we have for project in projects. Basically what it does is that it starts the loop, go through each project one by one. Then we have the printf project name, again the formatting, project hours. So basically what we're doing in there is that print one row for the current project, pull the name, hours, and earned amount from the project dictionary and format them into columns. So we're extracting from basically the list of projects, each project, and let's get the from the dictionary, let's get their values. Basically that's what we're doing over there. Then we have the total hours plus equals project hours, then total earn plus equals project earn. So we are adding these projects hours and earnings to the running totals. So the plus equals just means add to what's already there. Then we have the print dash by 45, printf total 2 dots less than 20, and all these, and then print equals by 45. So the loop is done. Now print the totals row using those two accumulated variables. Then we have a formula, a calculation, which is average rate equals total earn divided by total hours. That's a simple division. That is like total money earned divided by total hours. Work gives the average hourly rate for the week. So that's what we're gonna assign to average rate. So the total earned divided by the total hours, just give it to average rate variable. And then finally we have the print functions, printf pretty much. So that what it does over there is that it prints the 3 summary lines below the table. So the comma dot 2f means show as a number with commas and 2 decimal places. So 1260 becomes 1,260.00. And then the basic print with nothing inside, it just prints a blank line at the end so that the terminal doesn't look cramped. And that would be the explanation of this show summary. Alright, and well, now to finish this coding session, this is the run function, the one that ties everything together. It just calls each step in order. So the welcome screen, ask how many projects, collect the details, and show the summary. The only logic here is the loop in step number 2. It runs once per project, calls, asks project details each time, and adds the result to the projects list. That list is then passed straight into show summary. At the end, it asks if you want to go again. If you type Y, it calls run again from the top. Otherwise, it says goodbye. The last 2 lines at the bottom, if name double equals main, just mean only start the app if you're running this file directly. So standard Python entry point, nothing special. So, well, now that we have our code ready to go, let's run it and see what happens. Again, here is the code. We have already declared our dictionary, our functions in different steps. We have already, we're working with different kind of data types, integers, float, decimals, arrays. So we're gonna actually run it and see what it does. Okay, so here we have the welcome screen, Architect Weekly Earnings Calculator. So hourly rates. For residential, it would be $75 an hour, commercial projects $120 an hour, or interior design $95 an hour. So how many projects did you work on this week? So let's input 5. Then we have project 1 of 5. What kind of project was it? What type of project? It was commercial. Number 2. How many hours did I work on that? I worked on that one for 1 hour. So project 2 of 5. Project type, it was interior design. How many hours? Well, I worked on that one for 2 hours. Project 3 of 5. It was, let's say, residential. How many hours did I work on that one? I worked for 3 hours. Project 4 of 5, it was, I don't know, let's do a character to test this. Please enter 1, 2, or 3. That's what I was explaining, that the while true is gonna grab the input from the user, and as long as it is, as long as the value is a number from 1, 2, or 3, we will actually get the number and save it as the answer variable and return it via the function. But here we're gonna do then the number 2. It was commercial kind of project, and I worked for 2 hours. In the project 5 out of 5, let's do number 1. How many hours? I worked for 1 hour. So okay, let's review this. Yeah, very good. I did 5 projects, and the application was asking me for each project and what kind of project was it and how many hours did I work on that, and it was asking me up to 5 times. Okay, so here is our weekly summary. So we have commercial, interior design, and residential. How many hours did I do on this week and how much I have earned. So I can see that I have worked a total of 9 hours, and I have done 5 different projects, and I have earned $850. So right at the bottom it says you earned $850 this week, total hours 9 hours. And that's it, a fully working console app in Python from scratch. We built a dictionary to hold our data, broke the logic into clean focus function, used a loop to handle multiple projects, and tied it all together in one simple run function. It's not a big app, but it covers the building blocks you will use in pretty much every Python project going forward. If you found this useful, drop a like and subscribe. More practical Python projects coming soon. See you in the next one!